standing firm. Now it's O'Sullivan standing firm. And there's the run of O'Sullivan.
And Barrett's given
there's the run of Barret.
Amber Barret in on goal. Amber Barret makes the breakthrough. That was sheer brilliance from Amber Barret. The first touch to take her clear was absolutely terrific. And Amber Barret kneels in celebration in honour of the Donegal folk who passed away in the disaster in Creasla.
OK, now we speak to what can only imagine is a super proud Sean Paul Barrett, the dad of Amber. Sean, thanks for taking the call this morning.
Hi, good morning, Greg.
How are you keeping, Sean? How was last night? It was just amazing with everything that we are going through up here, what we've been through. And I've tried to sort of put it into words at the beginning of the show, with all the darkness, and then we had this just beam of light that Amber projected when people kind of needed it, and the amazing words that she chose in the heat of the moment. I mean, everything about it, on the pitch and off the pitch. You must just be immensely proud.
Yeah, of course. Greg would be very proud of her. Amber's a great girl, and she's a true Donegal girl, and I suppose she's following her dreams now and playing football. And I suppose hopefully it's an inspiration for young girls coming along and coming afterwards. And as we all know, there's this terrible tragedy, and it's affected everybody, particularly every Donegal person in Donegal and around the world. And I know it affected Amber, and she's very close connections with her grandparents, with being from Creasla and all, So hopefully it'll give a small clink of light now after this terrible tragedy.
Yeah, when did Amber first? When was it clear that she was pretty handy at football? Did she start with soccer, or did she begin playing GEA or athletics? Or when did she sort of? When did it become clear that she was really, really good?
I don't know when it became clear that she was good. I suppose she started off with all the kids would have been involved in sport, just two brothers that are very much involved in sport, and I suppose really starting off, I played a bit of football and I have an interest in both soccer and Gaelic. Played both. We started both playing at the back of the house here in the garden. The four of us, when we were playing, Amber went in and she was involved in athletics. She's fast, so she was involved in sprints, starting off in Mosney, and she won All Irelands, and she got involved with athletics then, and she was down with Cranford with the Eamon Giles, who was brilliant to her, and she won All Irelands in cross country, which is unusual for women sprint and cross country, but she did that, and then she was very much involved in the GAA and soccer, I suppose particularly more GAA because there wasn't much soccer for young girls here in Milford at the time. But she continued on and involved in a number of different teams, school teams, and she started off, I suppose, playing with soccer with Milford, playing with the boys and playing in the schools. But that was only for, I think it was up to maybe under 12 or something, and the girls couldn't play with the boys, so she would have went on then. She played football for Lagan Hearts, for Brid McGinty and Gabriel Crawford and Ernie Pollock up there. She went on then and went to played in school, in the secondary school in Loretto in Milford. She played Gaelic at every age for Donegal. Even seniors, she played seniors at under 16. And she went to college in Maynooth, playing she was in a soccer scholarship there, and she played with Piedmont United when she was there, and she got involved with the Irish Universities team. And basically, she had to make a decision then and concentrate on one sport. And she had the Irish manager at the time, said to her, if you can give it a go, you could make the Ireland squad. So that's what she did. She dedicated herself to that, and I suppose that's what she's at the moment.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful goal, wasn't it? And I note in some of the interviews that she talked of afterwards, in that split second, she was able to draw on advice that had been given to her by, former coaches. It just goes to show the importance of coaching and coaches right from the very earliest of ages, right up to sort of the international scene. The players do listen, they do keep it in their mind. I don't know how she had time to think, but she did.
Like, that's the thing, I suppose, in football and in coaching, Greg, there, you have to do things that's repetitive, like, and when it's like anything, if you keep doing it, you get it as second nature to you, and that's just the way it is. And I suppose, like, I was getting a lot of plaudits for the goal last night, but it's a magnificent team performance, and particularly look at Courtney Brosnan, the keeper. Like, we just I thought, like, after 7 or 8 minutes when they got Scotland got the penalty, like, this could be curtains for them, but thankfully she made a brilliant save. Like, and the team were excellent and have been excellent right through the campaign. And we're like, it's very important that you have somebody to stick the ball in the net, and that's what she's good at.
Yeah, and you get one chance and you have to put it away. And to put it into context too, I think there's 12 teams or 11 teams from Europe qualifying. It's the teams 1 to 10 or 1 to 9 have qualified in terms of their ranking. I think we're in the low 20s. So, we're the only team outside the top 12 from Europe that has qualified to Australia. Just to put into context the amazing achievement from this squad of players and their management, they've defied their rankings to make history too, Sean Paul. Like, this is history. It's your daughter part of history. The first time a Irish women's team has qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah, listen, Greg, it's brilliant, and it's brilliant for young girls and for young people in sport. Like, they're the role models and inspire the next generation to come ahead and come again. Looking at the Irish squad now, most of the Irish squad now, in the last number of years, are all playing professional football, and either in England or other countries, Amber's in Germany, and there's girls in America. And all over the world, like, so it's brilliant, and it's brilliant for football, and it's brilliant for Donegal, and hopefully it will inspire people to come on again.
Yeah, when you talk about role models, and I suppose we can speak specifically about Amber, like there's a mix there, isn't there? Because, obviously it must be a beautiful position to be in to inspire young girls in this instance, and boys, I suppose, to sort of go for their dreams. And it doesn't matter where you're from. If you work hard enough and you keep going, you can get there. There's a bit of pressure there as well too, I suppose, with that role. Or maybe Amber doesn't feel pressure.
I don't know. She's never ever mentioned any pressure, that she felt pressure. She's doing something that she loves doing, that she enjoys doing. And I suppose there's a lot of young people that would aspire to play at a high level in their sports. And it's great for them, and they should be dedicated to the sport. It's a massive thing, like, and you see, like, it gives the county and the country a great lift now, and for the first Irish international ladies team to make a World Cup campaign, like, or qualification, it's massive, like, and the inspiration that does for young people. Like, it's you look at other people and what they've achieved, and that inspires young people coming along and say that they can do it, and now we can do it, and it's just brilliant. So it is.
I'd say you put some miles up over the years, Sean Paul, did you?
Yeah, listen, we have, like, I suppose, with the three kids, like, we've been all over the place now. I haven't put up in the mileage that Amber's put up, like, Amber through sport, like, it has taken her all over the world, which is an amazing accomplishment as well, and an amazing for them, opportunity for them, like, But yeah, listen, sure, that's what we enjoy doing. And sure, it's not a chore; it's something that you love doing, and you get a great buzz out of it.
And finally, if you had a moment to look forward, are you hoping to go over and cheer Amber in the stadia in Australia, New Zealand?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Absolutely, I'd love to do it and go and support them, like, and please God, that opportunity will come.
Yeah, well, listen,
absolutely, we're delighted to do that.
Thanks so much for your time this morning. I really, really appreciate it, and we're all so proud, but none more so than you and the rest of the family. And we really appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much for chatting to us.
Thank you, Greg.
All right, take care of yourself, Sean Paul Barrett there. Okay, we spoke to a very proud dad earlier on in this hour, and he was very proud of this young woman, Amber Barret. Good morning to you, Amber. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it, and congratulations to you and the team.
Thank you very much, Greg, for having me.
I was just amazed with your performance yesterday, the team's performance, and I know you're quick to point that out, but also how you spoke and handled yourself afterwards, Amber, just when we needed it, both on and off the pitch. You were absolutely amazing. We're all so proud of you, as I say, not just for what you achieved on the pitch, but also how you carried yourself afterwards. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Greg, to be honest, I don't think there's any words that can sum up what's happened in Donegal over the last few days. I don't even think, the magnitude of last night's result. I don't think it can, it can work the wonders that we want it to work. Unfortunately, I think I'm still trying to process what happened in Creasla on Friday as much as everybody else is, and unfortunately, it's a day-to-day thing, and that it's one of those things that just happens. It's once in a lifetime, unfortunately, and when it happens, the effect it has on the people and the community around us is just so everlasting. And unfortunately, the people of Creasla, the people of Donegal, felt a very big hardship on Friday, and it's something that I personally haven't been able to shake, but I hope that last night's result in some way gives peace to people in terms of the dedication to the result. But I don't think, words and results can't, we can't fill that void. But I hope in some way it gives some sort of comfort to the people of Donegal.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this is personal to you, like it is to all of us, Amber. Your grandparents from Creasla, your mum raised there, your uncle still living there. And then what had to happen to leave it down to one important game for Ireland to get to the World Cup and make history, and then for you to come on and for you to be given that opportunity and for you to finish it. It's just really a remarkable... it's a remarkable series of events from a football perspective that's aligned themselves with this awful tragedy, and to give people, a little bit of light in such a dark time.
Yeah, I think you're bang on with that, Greg. I think, my brother's been texting me over the last few hours, and he just thinks it was complete destiny that, what happened Friday would happen. Again, what's for you won't pass you. That what happened on Friday would have an impact on tonight's result. And he had said to me that he believed it was destiny. That when I came on the pitch tonight, he was like, I had no doubt that when you came on, you would score. And I think coming on at that moment, when I had warmed up and was ready to come on, and one of the staff members said, she said do it for Donegal. And I think after that, my attention went from, it wasn't about a World Cup qualifier, then, it was about just, she said, do it for Donegal. And I think that was the only thing that was in my head for the last, 20-25 minutes of the game. And unfortunately, those 20-25 minutes of the game were very, very long for me.
I was going to say, how long did that feel? I mean, there's clocks there. You have to focus on what you have to do as well. But this is also the culmination, not the culmination, you have a long career ahead of you yet, but, everything has led to this, not just for you, but for the whole team, for the coaching team, defying the sort of standings in terms of, the ranking of the team, everything. That 20 minutes just must have felt like a day.
Well, to be honest with you, I remember looking at the clock, and I think it was 74 minutes. I remember looking at the clock again, and it hadn't gone 75, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this has been the longest minute of my life. And I think in those moments you're like, okay, don't look at the clock, because it's been so long. But at the same time, you're like, oh Jesus, you need to check how long have we left to go. And I think again, it comes down to the team. I think we got to stages in the late 80 minutes, and there was things happening with Scotland, and they were going side to side, and I don't know, there was just that wee feeling in my tummy. I was like, they don't know what to do now. They don't have an answer to the way we're set up, and I think that just worked really, really well in our favour. And thankfully, Greg, we were we were lucky in many ways, but we got over the line, and that was the most important thing.
Yeah, and you make your own luck and amazing saves and all, and making history. And I was minded watching some of it last night, it's not that long ago since we had that press conference where the team of that day came out and had to highlight, their treatment and where they felt they were at. Fast forward now, and the progress that's being made, qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, it's just been an unbelievable journey.
Yeah, and this isn't just a journey of the girls tonight that were there, and maybe the girls that missed out through injury. This is the girls, who dedicated their lives to this. Greg, there was a lady there tonight who was wearing a cap from the first ever, I think, recognised international fixture from an Irish women's team from 1974. And I'm standing looking at her, and I'm like, she would give her left arm to be in the position that I am in, but she's wearing a cap from one of the first ever women that was able to be recognised from her, her position.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we've lost that connection to Amber, but I mean, obviously, we really appreciate Amber's time this morning. But I think we have lost you, Amber. Have you, or are you still there?
Hello,
sorry, we lost you. We lost you for a second. Come here. I love the way you're referring to it still as tonight's game. You haven't been to bed, Amber, have you?
Unfortunately not. I haven't.
Well, listen, it's well earned. I'm sure you've been relaxing with the team in any case. Come here. Very finally, what was the mood like in the dressing room after that match? All of the build up, all you've achieved so far, and then to know that you can book your chartered flight or your plane to Australia for the World Cup. What was it like in that dressing room?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever been in an environment where it was so. The mood, we were buzzing, the music was going, and everybody was in such good form. But do you know what? There was also that little bit of, respect that there was an Donegal flag sitting there in the corner, and I think just everybody had their head to it, and I think that just sums up the team perfectly.
And it sums up you perfectly, Amber. Listen, thanks so much.
No bother at all, Greg.
Congratulations. Thank you. And well done. We're so proud of you on so many different levels this morning. Thank you very, very much. Okay, that's Amber Barret there. Brid McGinty's a coach at Lagan Harps. And, we've you to thank for this, Brid, do we? Good morning to you.
No, I don't think so. I think it's Amber's determination, character in herself that has brought her on to achieve a lot of it. She would have came to us from Milford. Because girls couldn't play after 12, so the coaches in Milford would have to be commended for some of the work as well. And it's just Amber. Amber is a person that believes in her ability and determined and focused.
Yeah. Was it clear that there was something special? I know you see as a coach of the younger teams, you see something special in all players. But was there something at any point with Amber that you thought, you know what, we might just be going up one extra notch here with Amber?
Amber would have been, she was in along with us for 6 years. She was always an eye for goals. She was always scoring. Teams on oppositions were hated whenever she was there because they knew that, and Amber had that determination that even if you were trying to keep scores down, Amber was like, no, I can score another one. And it wasn't to have a bragging right or to be overpowering on anybody. It was just herself, her character. She wanted more all the time. So she had the determination. Now, she was ambitious when she was young. She had Ciara Grant was a role model for her. Like Ciara's in the squad along with her now. Ciara was a role model for Amber when she was younger. Amber wanted to play for Ireland. Amber wanted to play for Man United. Amber wanted, and they were the things when she was 12, 13, these were her ambitions.
I have so many ambitions and I've achieved none of them. Brid.
Yeah,
and just in the last 30 seconds we have her right now.
And the character that she has, that her willpower to go on and progress, that was what the main thing. A lot of people, we would have had players over the years coming through for internationals throughout Donegal, but it's the willpower to actually and give that commitment to, Amber gave up Gaelic football and she was give up athletics. She was a keen sports person.
Not
and
easy
for her
decisions to make, because you're young, talented
No,
people are pulled
definitely
in
not.
so many different directions. Right, just finally, Brid, just imagine you're in the Sky Sports or RT Sports studio. The through ball's just gone through. Tell us what was so special about that touch from a coach's perspective and the finish. Talk me through that finish from Amber.
The finish from Amber was just Amber's pace will get through. I knew once that ball came through, Amber's pace, she'll get that, make her good first touch across the defender. And I was like, she's in then, she has only one person to beat. And that's what I thought. I was like, I knew her pace would get her through because she's so quick, always was quick. I was like, her first touch has to be important, get it across the defender, and away she goes. And that's... she did it. It's like absolutely brilliant.
Brid, listen, it's as we're all aware, it's such a difficult time for us, but it was such an uplifting moment. Brid, thanks so much for joining us this morning for a quick chat. I really appreciate it.
No bother, thank you.
Take care. Brid McGinty there, coach at Lagan Harp. She coached Amber from ages 12 to 14 because no longer could they play mixed teams after 12.